As you all know, I have autoimmune liver disease, aka autoimmune hepatitis. It is the same thing. Hepatitis simply means inflammation of the liver. There are different types of hepatitis, and the one that I have is autoimmune liver disease. So which is like, if you Google it, it will say autoimmune hepatitis as well, because that's also the name is unknown under. So with autoimmune liver disease, what happens is my immune system is a bit dodgy, it's a bit stupid. It's decided that my liver, so this was my original own liver, is a foreign body. It is a foreign object in my body. It is therefore dangerous, and it needs, as the immune system is there to protect you, so because it's assumed my liver is dangerous, it has to protect me from my liver. So it builds enzymes, you know, and it goes on full attack mode, and so all of that would lead to a liver cirrhosis if your immune system, immunosuppressants are not strong enough to work. And that's basically what happened with me. So my liver was my immune system, was no longer reacting to the medications I was on, and I started to develop liver cirrhosis. And liver cirrhosis, basically the breaking, literally your liver will break. It will start to chip away, the breaking of your liver and the decolorization of it. So it starts to lose its normal color. It gets like all sorts. It will do that, and you will need a liver transplant, which is also what I've had. So I've been on immunosuppressants prior to the liver transplant, and I'm still on them afterwards, and that is also because now I really do have a foreign object in my body. So my immune system will reject it. It will say, we don't know who this body is, you know, this club is only for VIP, you are not, get out. So that's what my immune system does to my liver. And what we do with that is continuous immunosuppressants, different types. The ones I'm going to talk about today are branded as Prograf and Advagraf. I have an Advagraf box somewhere here. So this is Advagraf. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, so that's Advagraf. And I think it might have come out the other way. I might have to flip the card. Let me just show you again. So that's Advagraf. It's a 1 milligram one. I take 12. So I don't have any Prograf with me because I'm not on it, but it's basically the same, just different name. And what it is, they're both immunosuppressants, and with both of them they have what's a substance known as Tacrolimus. So Tacrolimus is the main ingredient with it. So when you, like, some doctors will say to you, have you taken your Tacrolimus or have you taken your Tac? So when they say that, they're either meaning Prograf or Advagraf, and then obviously they'll tell you which one you're taking, and you would know which one you're taking depending on the times that you take it. So for that, I'm just going to go on my phone and look at my notes, because, you know, I want to make sure I give you guys good information. So yeah, like I said, both Prograf and Advagraf contain Tacrolimus. However, with Prograf, you it's an immediate release, which means it's like as soon as you take it, it's like going down and then bang 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 starts working. So Prograf is an immediate release one, but because it's an immediate release, you therefore have to take it twice a day. So you have to take it every 12 hours. So so that's how that works. So it's every 12 hours, and that's to prevent organ rejection, which is the same. Advagraf also does the same, whereas Advagraf is known as a prolonged release. So it has a prolonged release formula, which means it takes its time, and for that reason, because it takes its time, it's quite slow, you don't need to take it twice a day, because you'll end up, you know, overdosing yourself, and we don't want that. So you would you need to take it once a day, so once every 24 hours. So every 24 hours is all that is needed. That is what I take. I was on Prograf for a while. I'm not quite sure why I was on Prograf. I think I was on Prograf just after the transplant. So just after the transplant, I was on Prograf, and I was taking it twice a day. And I didn't mind this too much, but it was just like, if you've like gone out, because you have to take it 12 hours from the time you took it. So let's say I took it at 9 or 7, whatever, I would have to then take it 12 hours again after that. So sometimes it involved carrying it with me, and people get weirded out when they see me taking it uphill and just pop in, they're like, what's going on? So I wasn't really a big fan of that. And two, I'm a bit of a forgetful person. Like when I first went after my transplant, I didn't have my setup going up. So normally I have a dossier box, which is also filled with my medication. So they used to have, which my GP pharmacy does for me. So if sometimes they wouldn't actually give me the box, it would be in my dossier already, and I can't carry the dossier because it's actually a big little packet thing. So that was a bit problematic. And two, I didn't have any of my alarm systems going, or like I didn't have the apps that I was using to remember to take them. So I was like, it was like, you know, I was old already, so I really should like have good focus on it, but I am a naturally forgetful person when it comes to certain things. I have no idea why I'm like that, but I am. So, and then I was on Advagraf again, and the thing is, I was on Advagraf prior to the transplant as well. Yeah, I was on Advagraf prior to the transplant, so I was back on it, and I've been on different dosages with Advagraf. Like I've gone to the low of just 5 milligram, and then they've gone up and down with it. So currently, because I was in hospital again in April for liver rejection, so since then, was it April? What month are we in? May. Yeah, it was April. So I was in hospital in April for liver rejection again. So they've had me on 12 milligrams of Advagraf, hence the reason why I have the 1 milligram. So I take 2 5s, which makes it 10 plus 1, no, plus 2, liar, plus 2, which is so it makes 12 milligrams. I'm also on another immunosuppressive, but we'll talk about that another day. So side effects of Advagraf, I know them quite well because I've been on it for so long, so I've gotten used to kind of knowing them and also identifying with them as well. So what I normally do is when I start taking my medication and I start noticing certain things, I will go and talk to them with my GP or my doctor. I'll be like, what have you given me? Why am I feeling like this? And then they'll be like, it's side effects. I'm also a bit terrible because I do Google as well, so I really try not to Google, but the resistance is like, I always fail. I can't even lie and say no, I don't. I always fail. I end up still Googling stuff because I think for me it's just kind of like it allows me to have a bit more knowledge. I feel like by Googling, it's not because I'm trying to look for like all the bad side effects or things like that and set myself in a panic. It's more of being educated and knowledgeable on the medications I'm taking, because I feel like when you know a bit more about your medications and you can discuss with it with your doctor, you feel a lot more ease and a lot more comfortable taking it. So that's what I like to do. So even though I'll Google, I'll still go and tell them, I'll be like, I read this on Google, by the way, blah blah blah, and then like, they get annoyed with me, but they're like, yeah, you know, we still discuss, and that's what I really love about my team. Yes, so the most common side effects with Advagraf, which is basically seen in 1 in 10 patients, according to the website that I was using, which was EU something, and it was under the Great Britain section. I can't remember. Sorry, but I've experienced some of these already, so I can say yes, I've had them. So hand tremors. Oh my god, me and hand tremors, like trembling with Advagraf is something else. Like I remember my parents would come to visit me and my hands would be just shaking and I couldn't even hold a spoon properly though. And like my mom watches me very carefully, like from the corner of her eye. She's so suspicious. Like she'll just watch me from the corner of her eye and I can tell. And then she'll notice that my hands are trembling. And sometimes she doesn't say anything, but when they're really bad, she will say something. So they can go, the hand tremors can be from very mild, so not like you can't really notice it unless I stop, like I do this or something like that. So they are trembling right now, but you can't see them. They're very mild right now. So I can still manage to hold a spoon and things like that for a short time period and things. So it's not too bad though. I still spill stuff. Like me and eating is very bad. I still spill stuff. What I can't do though is hold heavy objects and things for a long time because I'll be dropping things left, right and center. So they can be really mild to like full on, like it was so bad when they're like that. When they're like that, I get really bad. What I've also noticed is I stutter. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong screen. I stutter stutter a lot. Like I already have like a bit of like a stuttering already. It's not too much. It usually comes up more when I'm nervous, so I already have that going on. But so imagine you have a natural stutter already, which only peaks out when because I have anxiety as well, so the anxiety causes me to worry about that. So I have a stutter already, and then I have a medication which also causes the stuttering to be like a lot worse. Like it's not even like a stuttering, it's more like I cannot throw words out. Like I'm sitting there like yeah, and I'm like, it frustrates me, and because of that frustration it makes it worse. So then I still, it's just like an ongoing cycle regarding that. So you also you get headaches. You can also feel sick, so nauseous. Apparently some people get diarrhea. I've never noticed that, and that's because my prednisolone causes me to be constipated the majority of the time. So yep. So it can cause diarrhea. It can also cause a rise in blood glucose levels. Now that might be true. It might actually be my Advagraf. Because my prednisolone can also cause a rise in my blood sugar levels, because so that's the glucose. Because when they up the dosage, I have my sugar levels checked a lot. So that's usually when I'm in hospital, and then like sometimes it will just be like over the roof, and they're like, oh my god, and then they'll actually give me a injection and stuff like that. I'm not diabetic, so I don't really know the ins and outs of it, but basically it's known as a steroid induced diabetic. So because I'm not actually normally diabetic, so I don't have like the insulin or anything like that, or any of the medications relating to that. Usually when I'm in hospital and they check my sugar levels, that's when they notice these things. When I'm at home, I have no idea what's going on with my sugar levels. I just tend to feel very tired over time, and I'll know when they're dropping. I'll know when my sugar level's dropping, because I'll need to eat something. It can also cause hypertension, which is high blood pressure. I've not experienced that really, because I don't really have a history of high blood pressure. I actually have low blood pressure, so I don't really worry too much when my blood pressure rises. And it can also cause insomnia, so difficult sleeping. I have trouble sleeping already, so it could be when they up my dosages of the Advagraf, maybe that's why I struggle a lot more. So that could also be it, because I already have insomnia, so I don't really notice it as a side effect of anything. But reading that, I think maybe that could also play a part in when like sometimes I'm struggling and I have no idea what's going on. So that could be the Advagraf as well. That's something to have with a conversation to have with my doctor. So like I said before, I wasn't really on Prograf for too long, so I can't really talk much about on the side effects other than read to you the information that I got online. So once again, the Prograf information is from the online, it's from the drugs website, and I can't say yes or no, because I was on it for a very short time period, so I don't know. And plus, after my transplant, everything was a side effect to me, so I can't really comment too much on it. So common side effects, according to the online for Prograf, may include, so the key fact, may include, doesn't mean because you're on Prograf you should experience any of this. Some people don't experience any side effects, some people do. So it's like both same common relate to Advagraf. It's some side effects. Just because I feel a side effects doesn't mean you necessarily have to feel a side effect, and doesn't mean you also experience the same side effects as well. Okay, so don't get yourself in a panic and be like, oh my god. If you noticed anything when you're taking your medications, talk to your doctor. Let me not get distracted again. Common Prograf side effects may include infections, high blood pressure, low phosphate. Yes, I noticed that when I did notice that one. Low phosphate, high potassium, that can also happen. Kidney problems, so urination problems, tremors or shaking, numbness and tingling. I did notice that when I was on that. Nausea, diarrhea, constipation, stomach pains, weakness, headache, and general pain. It also can cause sleep problems, so insomnia, and swelling in your hands and feet. So my hands and feet tend to swell up and down, so I don't know if that was because of the Prograf, but yeah. So you can, like, if you note, like I've said, if you notice any side effects, make a note of it. Like, it might not necessarily be a side effect to that medication, but still make a note of it. So that is the end of today's vlog. Once again, thank you to everyone that has subscribed. 45 subscribers, yay. I mean, you guys are probably wondering why she's so hyped about 45 people only. It's because I've gone from 0 to 45. That is an achievement, so I'm very, very, very pleased with that. Thank you everybody that watches these videos. Please continue to support me, and I would like you to please share the videos. That would be brilliant. If you can share the videos onto your social media platforms, I would love that. If you can also share it with your friends and family, or anyone that you think may like benefit from watching any of these, that'd be great. I'll be grateful for that. If you can like, subscribe and share please, and I wish you a very lovely week, and thank you all.